From Aurora, New York, it's Wells College Baseball on Wells Athletics as the Wells College Express will host the Medaille University Mavericks in this one. Medaille coming from the Empire 8, entering this game 4-12 on the season and 0-3 in conference play after being swept by St. John Fisher this past weekend. And Wells comes into this one at 1-5 in conference play, 6-12 overall on the season following their spring break trip, coming up north for 6 games to start this season in the United East Conference with matches against St. Mary as well as Penn State Abington this past weekend. And in a midweek game, they'll look to turn around and get a big win before a weekend series against Penn State Berks this upcoming weekend. And we'll start with the lineup for the visiting Medaille Mavericks, who come into this one at 4-12. Leading off is Jeff Petrozzoni in the designated hitter. Hitting second is Gabe Schrader at third base. Eric Ariola is the shortstop hitting third. Nolan Pridmore in right field hitting fourth. Chase Rose is the first baseman hitting fifth. Aaron Huddleston in center field hitting sixth. Hitting seventh, Jonah DeLeon doing the catching as the first pitch is in there for a called strike out of the hand of Xander Johnson. Noah Gutierrez is the second baseman hitting eighth. Cole Clinton rounds out the order in left field. Xander Johnson, the left-hander freshman, on the mound for the Express. Breaking ball outside and a 1-1 count on Petrozzoni. 9 for 47 is the freshman on the season, hitting from the right side for the Mavericks. And the 1-1 is swung on and missed. It's making a 1-2 count. 10.2 innings, 9 strikeouts, and an 0-2 record for Xander Johnson, the freshman on the season. And the 1-2 fouled back out of play. Petrozzoni staying alive. A freshman versus freshman matchup in two very young teams that we'll talk about throughout the course of this one. Eli Fishman alongside with you as the 1-2. Breaking ball slips away from Johnson. And it's outside. 12 walks allowed in 10.2 innings for the freshman. Working to harness the command. Fastball runs outside. And just like that, Petrozzoni has worked the count full here in the top of the first inning. And a 3-2 pitch to the leadoff batter. He's upstairs for a ball and a leadoff walk after being down 1-2. Petrozzoni is able to get a free 90, and he's on first base as Schrader, the top hitter, leading the team in virtually every offensive category. In slugging percentage on base and in average, hitting .366 on the year. Runner goes, Izquierdo, throw down to second. Got him! Zach Legarreta applies the tag, and just like that, a leadoff walk is erased by Izquierdo, showing off the cannon behind the plate. And there's one out here in the top of the first. It was a strike to Schrader. So will be a 1. Breaking ball slips upstairs. Now 1-1 on Schrader. A .366 average. .477 on base percentage for the freshman third baseman. Pitch just low for a ball. As Johnson kicks in, deals. Lefty delivers in there for a called strike. To even up the count at 2-2 on the Mavericks third baseman. Breaking ball swung on and chopped to the shortstop. Legarreta picks it up across the diamond on a dime to the first baseman Haynes in time, and there's 2 retired in the top of the first. Looking around the field for the Wells Express, from left to right in the outfield, it's Horn, Odom, and Compress around the infield. It's Jacoby James at third base, Zach Legarreta at short, Max Odom at second, the first baseman Jonathan Haynes, and Aaron Izquierdo doing the catching, already a display of the arm. As Johnson, after a first pitch ball, winds and deals. Fastball, catches the outside corner to make it 1-1 on Eric Arriola, another freshman in this young lineup. The shortstop for the Mavericks today. As the pitch. Fastball outside corner. And the called strike makes it 1-2. So the pitch. Chopped down the third base line and foul. Out of the reach of James, and another opportunity here for Arriola. Down 1-2. With the help of Izquierdo behind the plate. Strong inning from Johnson so far. And the 1-2 pitch in there. Called strike 3. Arriola goes down looking. And a quick 1-2-3. After a first batter walk, he gets erased by Izquierdo. Trying to steal second base. And we will head to the bottom of the first. 0-0. But we'll keep it right here to preview the other side of the ball and the lineup for your Wells College Express as they head back to the dugout. And we'll get the first licks of the afternoon. A 3:30 start today in Aurora. And here's the lineup for the Express. Batting first is Max Odom at second base. His twin brother, identical twin brother in center field, Zach Odom, hitting second right behind him. Aaron Izquierdo, who just nabbed the runner to lead off this game, doing the catching, hitting third. Jonathan Haynes at first base. In the fourth spot, Lance Phillips hitting fifth is the designated hitter. Hitting sixth, Zach Legarreta. At the shortstop position, Joe Horn is the left fielder hitting seventh. Jacoby James at third base hitting eighth. And rounding out the order, Alan Compress in right field. We saw Xander Johnson on the mound for the Express.
Now batting number 1.
And Nate Beauvais on the mound for Medaille. He got in one inning, in one game against St. John Fisher, the third game of the series for Medaille this past weekend. As the first pitch is in there for a called strike to Max Odom. He allowed 2 straight hits and then came out of the game, was taken out. And the pitcher that relieved him, as that one is hit into the gap in right center field, it'll split the outfielder's roll all the way to the wall. Odom around second. He's on his way to third base, and he's in there standing up a leadoff triple for Max Odom and an exclamation point in the bottom of the first inning to start this one off for the Express. A runner now 90 feet away. Odom came into this one hitting .235 on the season,
Number 4, Zach Odom.
as his twin brother Zach Odom will step up to the plate. With his brother 90 feet away, looking to knock him in, breaking ball outside. DeLeon, the catcher, keeps it in front of him. First triple of the season for Odom. As Zach takes the pitch, and he grounds it up the middle, or it's going to be snagged by the shortstop Arriola onto first. Staying at third is Odom, so now 1 away, still a runner 90 feet away for the Express.
Now batting number 27, Aaron Izquierdo.
So that brings up Aaron Izquierdo, hitting .400 on the season. A .980 OPS as he takes a breaking ball in there for a called strike to make it 0-1. Missed a few games towards the end of the Myrtle Beach trip for Wells with an injury, as that one is chopped to the shortstop Arriola. This time runner advancing home, and an RBI ground out for Aaron Izquierdo. Goes 6-3, but Max Odom comes home after the triple, and the Wells Express now lead by a score of 1-0 in the bottom of the first, as Jonathan Haynes will dig in with the bases empty. First pitch, Haynes sees. Skied on the left side of the infield, foul territory. Giving chase is Schrader in front of the third base dugout. He will make the play. And it will go foul. Another shot for Haynes. In a 1-0 ball game. At the draw in the bottom of the first. As the pitch from Medaille is low for a ball to make it 1-1. And the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Make it 1-2 on Haynes. Hitting .231, a .375 on base percentage. Also doing quite a bit of pitching for the Express this season. Breaking ball, chopped foul. Behind home plate. And another chance with a 1-2 count for the junior transfer student Hayes. And he chops it back to the pitcher. Medaille on to first for the out. Side is retired, but not before Max Odom comes across after the leadoff triple. It's an Aaron Izquierdo RBI ground out that pushes him across. It's a 1-0 ball game as we head to the top of the second on Wells Athletics. Back in the top of the second, Xander Johnson back out onto the mound for the Express. First pitch is a breaking ball low and away for a ball to Nolan Pridmore, the 4-hitter in the Mavericks lineup. Putting together an impressive season with a .340 average. 15 games in for the Mavericks. Takes a called strike, and it's 1-1. .340, a .426 slugging percentage, leading the team with 14 RBIs. And the 1-1. Dished outside for a ball. Makes it 2-1. Some chirping from the Express dugout. A homer on the season as well. One of 3 homers hit by the Medaille offenses. That one is chopped to the second baseman. Odom backhand onto first. Makes it look easy for the first out as Pridmore is retired. Moving towards the back of the second base bag. A backhand play. And in motion towards the left side of the infield, flips it onto first. As Pridmore is retired, that brings up Chase Rowe. Hitting from the left side, lefty-lefty battle. First pitch, fastball, up and out for a ball. 8 of the 9 batters in this Mavericks order freshmen, as that one is fouled back off the bat of Rose. Such a young team, 30 freshmen on this Mavericks squad. 4 sophomores, 4 juniors, and 2 seniors. A loaded roster. 40 players at the Division III level. Fastball upstairs. Makes the count 2-1. Johnson, the freshman, on the mound as well. A lot of youth in this ball game. As the 2-1 in there for a called strike. Evens it up at 2. The southpaw Johnson with some impressive innings against Penn State Abington as he drops the breaking ball in there. Called strike 3. Rose goes down looking, and a quick 2 outs for the Express as Aaron Huddleston will dig in. The sole sophomore in this lineup for the Mavericks. A .273 average on the season. First pitch breaking ball low and in. Makes it 1-0. As I was saying, Johnson got some big innings this past weekend against Penn State Abington, one of the top teams in the region, and a big conference matchup as that one is fouled over the Wells dugout on the first base side and out of play to make it 1-1 on the sophomore Huddleston, the center fielder for Medaille in this one. And the pitch swung on and missed. So a 1-2 count. Medaille in their first season in the Empire 8 Conference. Moving over from the AMCC, where Wells will be headed next season. Breaking ball in the dirt. Makes it 2-2. Johnson looking to put him away. A good taste of what's to come for Wells as they'll be moving to Medaille's former conference next season as the 2-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down, including 2 strikeouts for Xander Johnson, and the Express in the top of the second inning will head to the bottom half. 1-0. Wells leads. And we return from the campus of Wells College. Eli Fishman alongside with you. Wells College Express, Medaille University Mavericks. Here at the Wells Athletic Complex. A 1-0 game in the bottom of the second inning. As Beauvais back out onto the mound. First pitch slider is low and out. Max Odom came across to score in the first inning after the leadoff triple came across on the Izquierdo ground out. As that one is hit on the right side of the infield. An infield fly ball off the bat of Lance Phillips. And calling forward and making the play is the second baseman, Gutierrez. And one retired in the bottom of the second for the Express. As Zach Legaretta will dig in, the junior shortstop for the Express. And the transfer from Cayuga Community College takes the first pitch. Called strike out of the hand of Beauvais. Now dropping down sidearm as that one is hit into right field. Coming in and no one's going to get to it. It drops in fair territory. Rounding first on his way to second base is Legaretta. He's in there with a bloop double in no man's land down the right field line. And now a runner in scoring position with one out for the Express as Joe Horn will dig in. Second hit of the day, both extra base hits for the Express. As the first pitch, the senior Horn sees is in the dirt outside. Gets a few feet away from the backstop, De Leon. And on his way to third base with some heads-up base running is Legaretta. Now a runner 90 feet away for Wells. And Coach Stevens and a team likes to play some small ball as well. As Horn steps out, gets some signs from his third base coach. He shows bunt, he bunts. It's a suicide, but caught in between third and home is Legaretta. The rundown ensues. He's tagged out. Horn unable to get the suicide squeeze down. Legaretta caught in the rundown. De Leon applies the tag. And just like that, a runner 90 feet away is erased. And 2 outs for the Express. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Fooling Horn. Turned all the way around. on the curveball. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, and it'll get some dirt on the foul ball. DeLeon won't catch it cleanly. So it remains 1-2. Bavay looking to shut Horn down. Shut down this Wells offense. Another slider low and away. Evens the count up at 2. And the pitch. Back to the breaking ball. A wave and a miss. Strike 3. A double for Zach Legarreta. But he's caught in between third and home on the suicide squeeze. He gets tagged out. And a quick inning going down are the Express. They still lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the third inning. And we return in the top of the third inning. 7-8-9, due up, facing the minimum so far has been the freshman Xander Johnson. Clocking some big innings so far this season as that one is fouled down the first base line and out of play by the 7-hitter, Jonah DeLeon. The catcher making some impressive plays behind the plate in the bottom of the second inning to keep this a 1-0 ball game as the changeup is low for a ball. Out of the hand of Johnson to make it a 1-1 count. A .323 average for DeLeon this season. Fastball upstairs. Makes it 2-1. And a .484 slugging percentage. 5 doubles for DeLeon. 15 games in for the Mavericks. Fastball in the dirt. And it's a 3-1 count. The only base runner allowed by Johnson was the leadoff hitter in this ball game, Petrozzoni. He walked in an 8-pitch at-bat, but the first pitch of the next at-bat thrown out by the catcher is Chiardo's. That one is roped into center field. It'll fall in front of Odom for a base hit. First hit of the day for the Mavericks. And the leadoff hitter here in the third inning for Medaille is on as Noah Gutierrez will step up to the plate with DeLeon off of first. First pitch he sees. He's upstairs for a ball. DeLeon, no stolen base attempts on the season. Pickoff attempt by the left-hander Johnson as DeLeon's back with a dive. Still a 1-0 count. Johnson gives a good look over to first base. Comes home, fastball upstairs, make it 2-0. Gutierrez, 2 for 19 on the season with a pair of RBI. And that'll provoke Izquierdo to come have a quick conversation with his pitcher. A 2-0 count. He trailed early in the count to DeLeon, who smoked a fastball up the middle for a base hit. Back out onto the mound is Johnson. That one fouled back and out of play. To make it 2-1 on the freshman second baseman Gutierrez. The pitch smoked, and making a leaping play at second base is Odom. Max Odom climbs the ladder, snags it out of the air, and one out here in the top of the third, and a big out after Johnson, through a few straight balls, allowed a base hit to lead off the inning as Cole Clinton digs in, takes a first pitch called strike on the inside corner. 4 games played this season for Clinton as he hits that one into shallow center field, and making the play is Legarreta, the second baseman, going out into shallow left center, calls off the center fielder Odom, left fielder Horn. And now 2 outs as the top of the order will come up. And Petrozzini, who walked in his first at-bat before he was caught stealing by the arm of Izquierdo. Johnson looks at first base, comes home. Fastball just outside for a ball. 2 homers on the season for Petrozzini, a power threat at the top of the order for the Mavericks. That is the fastball. Low for a ball. Makes it 2-0. On Petrozzini. A patient eye we saw in his first at-bat. Another one low. And now a 3-0 count on the leadoff hitter for the Mavericks, with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the top of the third. The pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. Catches the outside corner. Petrozzini was a step out of the batter's box when the home plate umpire gave him the strike call, as the 3-1 is smoked deep into right field. And going back on it and making the play in front of the warning track is Compress, and his side is retired. Xander Johnson works around a leadoff base hit by De Leon, and we will head to the bottom of the third inning as Wells will come to bat with a 1-0 lead. And Beauvais back out on the mound for his third inning of work, as he will face 8-9 and then the top of the order for the Wells Express. Starting with Jacoby James, hitting .286 on the season. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. 2 hits, both extra base hits for the Express. A leadoff triple in this game on the second pitch of the game by Max Odom. He came in to score as that one slips away from Beauvais and beans James in the back. So a beanball hit by pitch. And James is on base with Alan Compress digging in. Third base runner of the day for the Express. Good speed on first for James, immediately catching the attention of Beauvais with the pickoff attempt. He's back safely. Another one. A cat and mouse game already. James takes a big lead. 3 straight pickoff attempts in 10 seconds before a pitch is thrown. James, again, dancing off of first. Beauvais comes set. Make it 4 straight. And the Wells dugout getting loud on the first base side. After 4 pickoff attempts, fastball up and in for a ball. No, he's a threat on the bases. Another pickoff attempt. Make it 5. James, the kind of player. Make it 6. I was about to say, wouldn't be surprised by the end of this bat if you can't count the amount of pickoff attempts on 2 hands. That one just missing the back of Compress. Another fastball up and in. 2 straight balls and 6 pickoff attempts in that span. James off of first. The pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike to make it 2-1. One stolen base, another pickoff attempt. Make it 7 this at bat. 1 stolen base, 1 caught stealing for James on the season. Fastball in there for a called strike near the hands. Makes it a 2-2 count on the 9-hitter. Compress 2 for 9 on the season. And make it 8 pickoff attempts. Wells dugout still getting loud. Make it 9. Don't even know what to say. I mean, doesn't even look like he has that big of a lead. But clearly catching the attention is that one is roped down the third base line in the 5-6 hole out of the reach of Schrader, the third baseman. And a 2-2 base hit for Compress, the 9-hitter. Back-to-back batters on via the hit by pitch. Then the base hit and the top of the order coming up in Odom, who tripled his first at-bat with 2 runners on. With runners on first and second, Odom digs in. First pitch he sees breaking ball upstairs. Slider heavy we've seen this game from Beauvais. Mainly mixes that slider and fastball. The pitch, slider up and out. Now 2-0. Back-to-back sliders away to Odom, who crushed a triple to right center field on the second pitch of this ball game. And that one is hit behind home plate, and it'll reach the stands over the fence and out of play. Out of the reach of DeLeon. And now a 2-1 count on the leadoff hitter Odom. 7 RBI on the season. Up with 2 runners on. Beauvais winds, deals, and the sliders hit foul down the first base line and out of play. Fighting off the slider that time with a 2-1 count. And it's now even at 2. Beauvais has battled back. The third pitch of the at-bat was a fastball upstairs. Still not really giving him anything too good to hit, as he gives him a fastball over the heart of the plate, and it'll roll all the way to the wall in left center field. James in at home, and Compress rounding third, relay, no throw. A 2-run double for Max Odom after the triple in his first at-bat. A 2-run double here to extend the Express lead to 3-0 here in the bottom of the third. Nine for Odom on the season, and his identical twin brother Zach steps up as Zach takes a called strike on the breaking ball, grounded out to shortstop in his first at bat. And the pitch, Fastball grounded to the second baseman. Gutierrez picks it up onto first for the out. Max Odom moves to third base.
Now batting.
And
27, Aaron.
now one away with a runner 90 feet away yet again for Izquierdo. Max Odom was 90 feet away last at bat for Izquierdo as well after his triple. And again, another opportunity for Izquierdo to cash in with some RBIs. Eight RBI on the season for Izquierdo already. Only 12 games played as that one is fouled back to make it 0-2 on the four-hitter and catcher for the Express as he sees a fastball and skies it behind home plate out of play. Stays alive with one out and a runner 90 feet away. Wells looking to extend the lead here in the bottom of the third. Beauvais winds, deals. That one is roped down the third base line, just foul. Coach Stevens skips out of the way in the third base coaching box. And back-to-back foul balls. After going down 0-2, Izquierdo continues to stay alive. Sees a breaking ball low and away in the dirt. Make it 1-2. Putting up a good at-bat here. A hit and a stolen base in Game 2 versus Abington on Sunday. Breaking ball gets away from the backstop. De Leon all the way to the backstop. And coming home for his second run of the day is Max Odom after the two-run double. Accounted pretty much for every single run of the day. Max Odom, the triple to start this game, is a breaking ball inside, and Izquierdo 7 pitches into this at-bat has worked the count full. Odom tripled and scored in the first, and then the two-run double, and then came across to score on the wild pitch. Doing it all himself in this one. As the 3-2 breaking ball low and away after going down 0-2, fouling off 2 straight pitches, and then seeing 4 straight balls. Quite an at-bat for Izquierdo, who's on base for the first time today with the walk, as Jonathan Haynes will dig in. Still 1 out for the Express in a 4-0 ball game. Pickoff attempt. Izquierdo back standing up. 4 stolen bases, a threat on the bases as well. Is the backstop, making 2 pickoff attempts. As soon as there was a runner on base, struggles ensuing for Beauvais. The fastball swung on and missed. In the first pitch to Haynes, a ground out back to the pitcher in his first at-bat. And another pickoff attempt. Back easily is Izquierdo. The 1-0 runs inside, and jumping out of the way is Haynes. The Washington and Jefferson transfer hit 200 in 2022 at the D3 program. Runner goes, throw down at second base, in there. Sliding is Izquierdo, his 5th stolen base of the season. And another runner in scoring position. This time after the walk. And the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Second out of the inning. As Haynes goes down swinging. And Lance Phillips will dig in for the Express. Phillips hitting .372 with a .442 slugging percentage, 3 RBI, 4 doubles on the young season as that one is skied into center field. Huddleston takes a step back, takes a step in, and makes the play, but not before 2 runs come across via Max Odom's double And then Odom comes in to score himself on the wild pitch. 3 runs across for the Express in the third. We had it to the top of the fourth. 4-0 ball game. Wells leads. Two, 3, 4 due up for the Mavericks here in the top of the fourth. A 4-0 game after 3 runs coming across for the Express in the bottom of the third as that one is roped into right field off the bat of Schrader and right to the right fielder compress. A line drive, a strike to the right fielder and 1 out. Here in the top of the fourth, it was Max Odom who had the 2-run double. Stole third base, came across to score on the wild pitch. And that was after a triple in the first inning where he came across to score on a ground out. That one is roped into left field. A base hit. The left fielder, Horn, able to get around it and limit Arriola to a single. 2 hard hit balls to start this inning. As that one going for a base hit by Arriola, his first hit of the day. And a runner on first with 1 out for Medaille as Nolan Pridmore digs in. Lefty-lefty matchup. 2 freshmen. Pickoff attempt by Johnson. Back standing is Arriola. Pridmore 0 for 1 with a ground out to second base in his first at-bat. As the first pitch he sees is a fastball upstairs for a ball out of the hand of Johnson, who's pitched extremely well to this point. 3 strikeouts, a walk. That was the second hit he's allowed. That one in there for a called strike to make it 1-1 on Pridmore. DeLeon and Arriola with the only 2 hits in this one. Another pickoff attempt. This time the quick move by the southpaw Johnson. But Arriola is back. As the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Goes with the elevated fastball to make it 1-2 now on Pridmore. That one chopped to the second baseman Odom. To Legarreta. On to first. Double play. Inning over. Working around the 1-out base hit. Inducing the ground out. 4-6-3. Go the Express. Side retired in the top of the fourth. It's a 4-0 game as we head to the bottom half of the fourth.
Now batting number 2, Zach Legareta.
Back at the Wells College Athletic Complex, Eli Fishman alongside with you as Zach Legareta digs in to lead it off for the Express. A 4-0 ball game. Wells leads, breaking ball low and out. Xander Johnson, a tremendous job on the mound so far for the Express, allowing only 2 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Cruising through this Medaille offense as Bavay's pitch is hit into shallow center field. Coming in on it and going out to make the play is going to be the shortstop, Areola.
Now batting number 10.
In shallow left center field. Legareta is retired. And Joe Horn will dig in. Struck out in his first at-bat. As Bavay kicks in, deals. And Horn a check swing, an excuse me swing on the fastball up and in. Makes it an 0-1 count. Bavay from Buffalo, New York. And Kenmore East High School graduate as that one is hit into center field. Coming in on it and able to make the play on the run is the center fielder Huddleston. So 2 retired after the Horn fly ball.
44, Jacoby James.
And Jacoby James will dig in. He came across on Max Odom's 2-run double last frame, which he led off with a hit by pitch. The slider outside makes it 1-0. A 286 average for the third baseman James on the season. And the pitch smoked into high and deep into right field. Going back is the right fielder Pridmore, and he's not able to make the play. It bounces off the wall. James around second, on his way to third. Play at third, safe. Jacoby James, the 2-out triple, staying red hot as the Wells College bats. And a runner 90 feet away for the Express with 2 outs. Three extra base hits. 2 triples for the Express in this one. Rather, that's the 4th extra base hit. 2 doubles, 2 triples for Wells. As Compress digs in. Chops it foul down the left field line. And a 1-1 count. Compress, a base hit, then came across to score as well in his last at-bat. With a chance with a runner 90 feet away in James. Breaking ball off the back, and runners on the corners for Max Odom. Second hit batsman of the day by Bavay. It was 2 quick outs for Bavay, and now all of a sudden, after the James triple, and then the Compress hit by pitch, he faces Max Odom, 2 for 2, a double and a triple. Fastball low makes it a 1-0. Bavay tried to pitch around Odom as much as he could in the first at-bat. Runner goes, and it'll be a throw right back to the pitcher. Compress takes second base, and now 2 runners in scoring position for Odom. 2 hits, 2 RBI on the day after last inning's 2-run double. Breaking ball outside. Bavay really tried to work around Odom his last at-bat, but after falling behind in the count was unsuccessful as that one is smoked into left field, a base hit. 1 run in. Getting the wave is Compress. Play at the plate, not in time. On his way to second is Odom. He will be gunned down, but regardless, a 2 RBI base hit for Max Odom. His 3rd hit of the day. He's now got a single, double, and a triple in the 4th inning. And 4 RBIs. It's a 5-0 ball game thanks to Max Odom, who's manufactured virtually every run of the day for the Express. It's 5-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Eli Fishman back alongside with you. A 5-0 game as we now move to the top of the 5th inning in Aurora. Wells has been all over Bavay's pitching as a called strike in there to chase. Rose struck out looking in his first at-bat as Xander Johnson, the freshman, has been dominant in this one. Breaking ball in the dirt makes it 1-1. Johnson only allowing 2 hits. Striking out 3. And no runs have come across as the fastball outside makes it 2-1 on the freshman first baseman Rose. In a lefty-lefty matchup, Johnson winds, deals, and the breaking ball is fouled down the left field line and out of play. Max Odom has accounted for all 5 runs in this one for the Express. And he's got 3 legs of the cycle here in the top of the 5th. Breaking ball slips upstairs to make it a 2-2 count. Odom, the triple, and scored in the first. 2-run double and then scored in the third. And then the 2-run double again. Or the 2-run single in the fourth. He was thrown out trying to stretch that into a double. And another foul ball off the bat of Rose. Keeps it a 2-2 count. Johnson delivers the 2-2 breaking ball upstairs. It was 3-2 rather. So a walk. Second allowed on the day. And the first, since the first inning, it was the first batter of the game, Petrozzini, who walked. And then on the first pitch after that, was thrown out trying to steal. Fastball in the dirt. Runner goes as it gets away from Izquierdo. And now a runner in scoring position as Rose in at second base on the pass ball. And Coach Stevens is going to make his way out to the mound. No one warming so far in the bullpen we've been able to see for Wells as third-year head coach. Ryan Stevens out on the mound after taking over in the fall of 2019 for David Valicene. After his few years at Wells since the beginning of the program. In 2017, as that one outside for a ball to make it 1-0. First pitch to Huddleston, who struck out in his first at-bat. A .273 average on the season. And the lefty deals. Low for a ball. Make it 2-0. Johnson falling behind after the leadoff walk. Command has been on point to this point in the ball game. 58 pitches so far. Pitch count climbing up here on the top of the 5th. Johnson winds, deals in there for a called strike. Let's make it 2-1. Johnson looks, deals. That one grounded sharply in the hole. Set shortstop Legarreta. A long throw onto first in time. It looked like Huddleston was limping out of the batter's box, which gave Legarreta extended time to make that play. Still a very tough play in the 5-6 hole. Heads up base running as well by Rose as he moves up to third base. So 1 out for DeLeon with a runner 90 feet away. And Huddleston takes a frustrating walk back to the dugout with a little bit of a limp as well. We'll see if he stays in this game. DeLeon, first pitch he sees. High fly ball on the right side. Ranging towards the dugout and making the play is Haynes, the first baseman. And there's 2 outs. With a runner 90 feet away. Needed some weak contact. That's exactly what Johnson got. In the fly out to the first baseman, Haynes. In front of the Wells dugout. And there's 2 outs for Gutierrez. Gutierrez, fastball outside. Hit a line drive to second base in his first at-bat. That Odom jumped up on, made a leaping play. He's 2 for 19 on the season entering today. Takes a fastball low and in to make it 2-0. Pitch count now up to 64 for Xander Johnson. Here in the top of the 5th, a 6-0 ball game. As the fastball swung on and missed. Good movement on it. That one actually fading away from Gutierrez. A big swing and a miss. And it's 2-1. Johnson winds, deals a high fly ball. Shallow center field, shallow right center field. And that will drop in no man's land. In between Compress, the right fielder, Odom, the second baseman, Haynes, the first baseman. No one able to make the play, and a run comes across as Rose taps on home plate. And that goes as an RBI base hit for Gutierrez. Make it a 6-1 game. First pitch fastball upstairs to the 9-hitter Clinton. As that one grounded to the third baseman, James, onto first in time. Johnson able to escape the jam, but not before. The leadoff walk comes around to score on the Noah Gutierrez RBI single. It's a 6-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Keep it right here.
Batting number 4.
And we return in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run comes across on the RBI base hit by Gutierrez for Medaille. Their first run of the afternoon. It's a 6-1 ball game as the Express lead. And a new pitcher on the mound. It's Caden Ross, the right-hander from Riverview, Florida. As the first pitch is low and away to Zach Odom. 0 for 2 on the day. Ross pitching in 4 games this season. As the fastball outside makes it quickly 2-0 to Zach Odom. Hitting .338 on the season, entering today in the 2 spot. Fastball low and out, and it's quickly 3-0. 13 in the 3rd innings, 14 earned runs, 13 hits, 15 strikeouts, and a 9.45 ERA for the right-hander Ross. The pitch. In there for a called strike, make it 3-1. Max Odom been the big presence and the big name in this game with 3 legs of the cycle. As that one in the dirt as Ross slips down the mound, falls to his knees on the follow-through.
Batting number 27. Aaron Izquierdo.
And Aaron Izquierdo will dig in after the walk to Odom. Ross has had some trouble with command. 19 walks in 13 and a third. Pickoff attempt. And Odom's back with a dive. Izquierdo. RBI ground out his first at-bat. Walking his second at-bat. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. And it'll get in front of De Leon. On his way to second base is Odom. He's there standing up with no throw. As the second pitch, that one low and out to make it 2-0 on Izquierdo. That one in there for a called strike to make it 2-1 with Odom. Now a big lead off of second base. The second baseman, Gutierrez, in and out as that one shot behind home plate and foul to make it 2-2. Ross pitching 1 inning against St. John Fisher on Saturday. Being tagged for 2 runs in that 1 inning with 1 strikeout. That one chopped right in front of the plate. A swinging bunt onto first. Safe as coming off the bag is the first baseman Rose. Ross trying to make a play on the weakly hit ground ball down the third base line. A tough play, no play at first base, and runners on the corners. That'll go as an infield single for Izquierdo, and Jonathan Haynes digs in. Runner goes, and no throw as sliding in safely at second base is Izquierdo. And now for Jonathan Haynes. Runners on second and third. With a 1-0 count. And no outs. That one smoked into left field foul to make it 1-1. Good speed for Izquierdo on second base. As the pitch low and away, makes it 2-1. A homer and 6 RBI on the season for Haynes. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. As a 2-1 in there for a called strike to make it 2-2 on Haynes. The Washington and Jefferson transfer. With a 2-2 count. Runners off second and third. The pitch. Fastball's fouled back. Staying alive. Won't go down without a fight. And a big RBI opportunity. A 6-1 ball game. Wells looking for some insurance. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-2. Breaking ball away. That one gets away from DeLeon. And in at home, standing up, is Odom. Moving up a station at third base is Izquierdo. Now a 7-1 ball game. The wild pitch makes it a 6-run difference. Still a runner 90 feet away. As Haynes swings and misses, he goes down swinging for the second time today. And there's now one out for Lance Phillips, 0 for 2 on his afternoon. Action in the Medaille bullpen beyond the left field fence. As Ross looking to get out of this one without any more damage. As that one is roped up the middle. A base hit for Lance Phillips. Stopping on home plate is Izquierdo. And an RBI single for Phillips. His 4th RBI of the season. First hit of the day. And it's now an 8-1 ball game. Wells leads. As Legarreta comes up to the plate, breaking ball outside in the dirt. DeLeon keeps this one in front of him. As Phillips stays at first base. As the Express plastering it on with 2 more runs here in the 5th. That went in there for a called strike to make it 1-1 on Legarreta. A double in his first at-bat. And a fly out in his second. Hitting .250 entering today. As the Express 18 games into this season. As that one's lined to the third baseman, Schrader. He picks it up. Phillips was off with the pitch. And he throws on to first. Rose steps on the bag. So a double play. As Phillips isn't able to get back, but not before. 1 run comes across in Odom on the wild pitch. And then Izquierdo comes across on the Lance Phillips RBI single. 2 more runs for the Express in the 5th to make this an 8-1 game as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Xander Johnson back out on the mound for the Express. And we return here on the top of the 6th inning. Eli Fishman alongside with you. An 8-1 game. 2 more runs for the Express coming across in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch in there. A cold strikeout in the hand of Xander Johnson, who's been lights out. A run in the top of the 6th. By the base hit by Gutierrez was the first run he allowed all day. He's only allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks through his 5 innings of work. as the 1-1 is chopped foul to make it 1-2 on the leadoff hitter, Petrozzini. 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout in his last at-bat. Walked in his first at-bat. As the breaking ball in the dirt. A good take from Petrozzini. And it's 2-2. Johnson winds, deals, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Fourth strikeout of the afternoon for Xander Johnson. Sends Petrozzini back to the dugout to lead it off here in the 6th as Gabe Schrader will dig in. Schrader from Fredonia, New York, smokes this one right into the hands of the right fielder Horn. And 2 quick outs, the strikeout, and then the line drive to Horn. Rather, to Compress. And that brings up Arriola. One of only 3 hits on the day for Medaille. Swings and chops this one up the middle. Backhand. The second baseman, Odom, onto first. A good scoop by the first baseman, Haynes. And side is retired. 1-2-3 goes Medaille. Still an 8-1 lead for the Express as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Number 11, James Camacho.
And we return in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eli Fishman alongside with you from the Wells Athletic Complex, where the Express lead 8-1 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the inning. And we'll start with a pinch hitter in James Camacho. The freshman infielder from Long Island will come in to hit for Joe Horn. As that one, a fastball upstairs out of the hand of, as well, a new pitcher on the mound. It's Braden Lewis, a 6.97 ERA for the Mavericks this season. As that one low for a ball to make it 2-0. For Lewis this season, a 1.84 whip, 10.1 innings pitched, allowing 8 earned runs, 12 strikeouts. As that one fouled back and out of play to make it 2-1. Lewis, a native of Oshawa, Ontario, an Eastdale Vocational School alumni. As the 2-1 to Camacho is hit high and foul behind home plate. Out of play to make it 2-2. Camacho, the freshman, 3 for 8 with a run scored. He's played in 7 different games, coming in as a pinch hitter in all of them. Good for a 375 average in the young career. Breaking ball low and out. And Camacho is able to work the count full. Lewis, one of quite a few players on this Medaille team from Canada as well as many different places around the country, as that one is fouled down the first base line, out of play. 12 different states there are players from on the Mavericks roster, including 7 from Canada, 15 from New York, as well as a variety of different states. A pair from Idaho in high school teammates Chase Rose and Jonah DeLeon, as that one is fouled back and out of play. From a town of 2,002 hours south of Boise, Filer, Idaho, making their way to Buffalo, New York, as we'll do the 3-2 yet again. That one is smoked into right field. Coming on to make the play is Pridmore. He dives. What a play by the right fielder, Nolan Pridmore, robbing Camacho of perhaps extra bases. And now one retired here in the bottom of the 6th, as Camacho's robbed of a hit, and Jacoby James will dig in. James, 1 for 2, was hit by a pitch, came across to score in his first at-bat. And then a triple, and came across to score in the bottom of the 4th, as he takes a breaking ball in there for a called strike out of the hand of Lewis to make it 0-1. Lewis, right-hander, winds, deals, and the fastball swung on foul back. So quickly down 0-2 is James, the freshman third baseman, making a splash in his young career, hitting .333, entering today. And he sits on the breaking ball and smokes it into deep right center field. It'll roll all the way to the wall. It one-hops it. Wolski, the center fielder, picks it up. And James, in standing up at second base, his second hit of the day, both coming via extra base hits after the triple in the 4th. And now with 1 out, a runner in scoring position with a lot of speed in James, as Alan Compress will dig in the 9-hitter for the Express. Compress scoring 2 runs today, a single hit by pitch himself. Breaking ball is swung on into shallow center field. Wolski comes on. He will not make the play. James got a late jump, so he'll stay at third base. And now runners on the corners for the exact guy you want coming to the plate. And that's the star of this Wells team and the leadoff hitter, Max Odom, who at this point is 3 for 3 with 3 legs of the cycle. Triple in the first, 2-run double in the third, 2-run single in the 4th. And he comes to bat here with runners on the corners and 1 out. Good speed off of first for Compress. Good speed off of third with James. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. Not in time. It'll actually be cut off by the shortstop Areola before it can even make it to Gutierrez's glove, covering the second base bag. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Max Odom. 4 RBIs today, 13 on the season, as that one is skied in foul territory. In front of the Wells dugout, and making the play will be the first baseman Rose, but nobody's covering home. James comes in to score, rounding third. Coming home is Compress. He slides in safely. No one anywhere close to home plate. Heads up base running, a heads up send by the third base coach Ryan Stevens, making a 10-1 ball game. And how about a couple more RBIs? 4 and 5 on the day for Odom, as the foul out. 2 runners able to tag up, as the first pitch to Zach Odom, the identical twin, is in there for a called strike. He walked and came across to score in his last at-bat. In front of the first base bag, the pitcher, catcher, and first baseman for Wells, all in that same spot, just in front of the dugout. The first baseman makes the play in Rose, but guess what? Nobody's covered home, as that one smoked foul down the right field line and out of play off the bat of Odom, and it's a 1-2 count on the junior center fielder, leading the team with 22 hits, as that one is smoked up the middle. Make it 23 as Odom keeps the inning alive with a 2-out base hit up the middle. Sits back on the hanging breaking ball and smokes it right back where it came from, as Izquierdo will come up to the plate. One for two on the day is the backstop, and as he fouls that one back and out of play. Izquierdo putting together quite the impressive season, hitting 412 games entering today. Missed a few games with an injury, but he's back in the 4 spot for the Express. A long pause and coming home, as that one is fouled down the right field line. Lewis mixing up the timing a little bit. Izquierdo, a .296 hitter with 8 RBIs for the Cortland Crush last summer in the NYCBL. A championship team, as he smokes that one into shallow center field. Wolski comes in, going out, and he's able to make the play, calling off the second baseman, Gutierrez. A nice play by Wolski. A few nice plays for Medaille in the bottom of the 6th. But 2 runs come across on the foul out in front of the first base dugout. 2 more RBIs for Max Odom. 2 more runs for Wells. It's 10-1 as we head to the 7th inning on WellsAthletics.com. After a tremendous outing, Xander Johnson's day is done. He departs with a 10-1 lead through 6 innings, allowing only 3 hits, 1 run, K'ing 4. And the new pitcher is Nick Maney for the Express. First pitch, fastball low. He faces 4-5-6 in the Medaille order. Maney, 2 appearances, 1.2 innings, 4 runs allowed, and 3 strikeouts. As that one up and out with the fastball, back-to-back balls to Pridemore, who made a diving play in left field in the last inning. As wind starting to pick up, moving left to right. Clouds starting to get overcast and starting to get chilly here in Aurora. As a quick mound visit after a 4-pitch walk to Pridemore for Maney. Some raindrops starting to fall as well. Chase Rowe hits it down the left field line. Will it drop fair? Yes, it will. And it'll escape the left fielder Livingston, who's checked into this game. Rounding second, on his way to third. And in there is Pridemore. And Rose gets himself a bloop double as that one falling just in fair territory down the left field line. Out of the reach of Livingston, the third baseman James was going back on that one as well. And just like that, Maney comes in, allowing a walk and then a double. 2 runners in scoring position. As Wolski will step up to the plate, takes a slider low and in. And it's 2-0. Wolski coming into this game for Huddleston, who grounded out in his last at-bat. And the lefty chops it back to the pitcher, who throws it onto first, but stuck in between second and third is Rose. And the runner will go home. Throw onto home by Odom. Now 1 run down and tagged out between third and home is Pridemore. So a double play as Medaille, a base running error, gets 2 outs. As Pridemore gunned down. And now Rose at third, as that one is chopped foul down the third base line. A quick turn of events. And Medaille now with 2 outs and an opportunity to get out of the jam unscathed. Slider swung on and missed. Makes it 0-2 on De Leon, 1 for 2. With a single in the third. Another breaking ball outside to make it 1-2. The right-hander, Medaille, winds and deals back to the slider outside. Unable to get De Leon to chase. And we'll do the 2-2. That slider swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Nick Medaille comes in and gets out of a runners on second and third. No outs jam. Thanks to a base running error by Medaille to help him out. And it's a 10-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. So a pinch hitter in Zach Young who will come up to the plate, replacing Jonathan Haynes. A 10-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Wells leads Medaille. Eli Fishman alongside with you at the Wells Athletic Complex. And a new pitcher, it's Owen Jennings on the mound from Newcastle, Ontario for Medaille. Fastball upstairs. And it's 1-0 on Young. Jennings enters this game throwing 3 innings, allowing 3 hits, 6 earned runs, and striking out 8 in those 3 innings. Fastball low and in, and a ball to make it 2-0. Command has been the priority of Jennings throughout his early collegiate outings. For the freshman, fastball low for a ball, and it's 3-0 quickly on Young, who's hitting .298, playing in 17 of the 18 games for Wells this season. He takes a called strike to make it 3-1. Getting an off day to start the day as Haynes went into first to play first base. Now Young in there, playing in his 18th game of the season, fouls the 3-1 back. And the count has been worked full after 3 straight balls. Out of the hand of Jennings. The payoff pitch. Fastball low and in for a ball, and Zach Young comes in as a pinch hitter, gets a walk. His first time on base today. Coming in for Haynes, who went 0 for 3. As Phillips, that one gets in the dirt. And making his way to second base is Young. Following the leadoff walk. Now in scoring position. The pitch. Fastball, just low. For a ball out of the hand of Jennings. So a 1-1 count. Fastball. Up and in, make it 2-1. Opponent's hitting 143 off of Jennings through his 3 innings of collegiate play. One of 20 freshmen on this Medaille team. Ball in the dirt. Make it 3-1. Midweek game for both teams. Coming up for Medaille, they will host Cazenovia on Sunday for an out-of-conference game. As a called strike makes it 3-2. And on the Wells side, they will host Penn State Berks for 3 huge in-conference games in the United East Conference. One on Friday at 4. And then the doubleheader starting at noon on Saturday. Fastball upstairs and a walk. Back-to-back walks. As Phillips is on first. Now runners on first and second. As Legaretta will come up to the plate. Legaretta 1 for 3. With a double in his first at-bat. 5 extra base hits today for the Express. Is that one low and away for a ball? Jennings looking to find the strike zone here with no outs and runners on first and second, both coming via free 90s. The pitch. Smoked into deep left center field. Going back is the center fielder, Wolski. He won't get there. A ground rule double as it bounces over the fence. in left center field. So Young will be the only one who'll come in to score. Phillips will stay at third as the second double of the day for Zach Legarreta makes this an 11-1 ball game. Pouring it on are the Express as Livingston comes up to bat. Replacing Joe Horn. Fastball in there for a called strike. Livingston, the freshman from South Plantation, Florida. 5 for 34 on the season. Looking to get some extra at-bats here in a midweek out-of-conference game. Medaille in their first season in the Empire 8 Conference. One of the better conferences in the area. Is that one low and out to make it 2-1. And Medaille has definitely struggled to start the season. 0-3 in conference play. As that one roped into right field, a base hit. Tapping on home plate is Phillips. Legarreta will stay at third base. An RBI single for the pinch hitter Livingston. Puts the Wells Express up by a score of 12-1 here in the 7th. Continuing to pour it on. Still runners on the corners for James. Still no outs. And 2 runs have come across for the Express. The pitch. Fastball low for a ball. And it's 1-0 on James. 2 for 3 on the day. 3 runs scored. He takes a called strike. James. A double, a triple. 3 runs scored in this one. Takes a fastball upstairs for a ball. Had James doubled, had 2 walks on Sunday in Game 2 of the Express doubleheader against Penn State Abington. Takes a fastball low for a ball to make it 3-1. Action in Medaille's bullpen. And the Express bullpen as well. There's the 3-1 in there for a called strike. To even up the count at 3-2. Already a pitch count of 19 for Owen Jennings, who's yet to get an out. The pitch. Smoked into left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. The 3rd hit of the day for Jacoby James. Brings home Legarreta, who doubled, and makes it a 13-1 game here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Express continue to pour it on here. Now Alan Compress will come to the plate. James, now a homer short of the cycle, as is Max Odom. As Alan Compress digs in. 3 runs scored and 2 base hits for the freshman right fielder. A couple good plays in the outfield as well. In a 13-1 ball game. Runners off of first and second. The pitch to Compress. Fastball swung on and missed. To make the count 1-1. And the pitch to Compress. Outside for a ball. Out of the hand of Jennings. Still looking for his first down of the inning. Trouble finding the strike zone, and when he's found it, it's been hit hard. 3 straight hits after 2 straight walks. The first 5 batters he's faced have reached base as that one is swung on and missed. For strike 2, to even the count up at 2. Jennings comes set, checks the runners. The 3-2 offering from the 2-2 is up and in. Now a 3-2 count. As Compress ducks his head out of the way of the chin music. A 12-run lead for the Express. 13-1. And the pitch. Chopped to the shortstop. Arriola picks it up on a second for 1. On to first in time. Jennings gets some huge help from the double play. 6-4-3. Go the Mavericks. James thrown out at second. Compress retired for the first time today. And the top of the order in Max Odom will come to bat. Odom, a homer shy of the cycle this afternoon. Tripled in the first inning. 2-run double in the third. 2-run single in the fourth. And the 1-0 upstairs for a ball. Odom then fouled out in the 6th inning in front of the first base dugout, but nobody was coming home, and 2 runs came across to score. 6 RBIs for Max Odom in this one. Fastball up and out. Two and 1 to count. Odom awaiting the pitch from Jennings. Winds and deals. Fastball in the dirt. Make it 3-1. Pitch. Swung on a high fly ball. Behind the pitcher's mound. Jennings takes a step back, calling him off. Will be the second baseman, Gutierrez. Side retired, but not before. 3 more runs come across for the Express in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 13-1 ball game as we head to the 8th. A new pitcher for Wells coming in. 3 more runs coming across for the Express in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's a 13-1 ball game. And Steven Diddle out onto the mound as that one is chopped to the shortstop Legaretta onto first for the first out. And applause from the Wells dugout because this is the first collegiate outing on the mound for Diddle. An outfielder primarily, has gotten 2 at-bats this season. Played in 29 games and hit 192 last season, making his first pitching appearance in there for a called strike to Cole Clinton after it was Gutierrez who grounded out. Clinton 0 for 2 on the day as the breaking ball just upstairs. The native of Ithaca, New York, attended Ithaca High School. As Diddle winds, deals, and that one swung on and fouled back. Or just behind home plate. Let's make it a 1-1 count. On Clinton, the freshman left fielder, playing in his 5th collegiate game. 8 of the 9 players in this game, freshmen for Medaille. And 2 extremely, extremely young teams. On the Medaille side, 20 freshmen. And on the Wells side, 17. An extremely young team as that one grounded. Picked up by the third baseman. James onto first and in time. Young scoops it off the turf. Who came into this game to play first for Haynes. And 2 quick outs in the pitching career of Diddle. And the top of the order will come up to the plate in Petrozoni. One of only 5 batters to reach base. For Medaille as he walked in the first inning. Fastball up and in. Makes it 2-0. Out of the hand of the right-hander Diddle, wearing 35 in the pinstripe white uniforms for the Express. Fastball low and in there for a called strike to make it 2-1. Numbering on the back in black and Wells on the chest in red lettering. That one just upstairs makes it 3-1. Black hats, red brims for the Express. As the 3-1 outside for a ball. And Petrozzini on base for the second time today via the walk. And Gabe Schrader will dig in for the Mavericks. Mavericks come in having lost their last 5. There's a called strike. Down 13-1. As the pitch grounded sharply to the shortstop Legaretta. Takes it himself to the second base bag. And that will do it in the top of the 8th. Wells will come to bat with a 13-1 lead when we return in the bottom half of the frame. A pinch hitter is Shane McClellan as Zach Odom comes out to this game. Almost all reserves now into this game for Wells. And a new pitcher for Medaille as the first pitch is upstairs. And it'll be the younger brother of the first pitcher we saw on the day for Medaille. Is that one low and out for a ball? Aiden Bova started it off, or rather Nate Bova started it off with 4 innings for Medaille. Now Aiden Bova, the younger brother, comes in. Fastball up and out. And it's 2-0. Rather 3-0 on McClellan. Here in the bottom of the 8th in a 13-1 ball game. As McClellan smokes one deep left field. And it'll drop in one hop the wall and one hop out of play. A stand-up ground rule double. And a celebration at second base for McClellan. To the deepest part of the ballpark. In left center field. The Buffalo native just short of a homer. Would have been the first of his career. That's the first extra base hit of his career. As Bradley Mills pinch hitting for Izquierdo. Came in as a defensive replacement last inning. Steps up to the dish. Called strike. Makes it 1-1 on Mills. From Waretown, New Jersey, the sophomore. Swings, skies one. Deep, left center. Going back is Clinton. He's unable to make the play. It'll go all the way to the wall. McClellan rounds third on his way home. Standing up at second base is Bradley Mills with an RBI double, and it's a 14-1 ball game. Wells continuing to pour it on the Mavericks. Now a lead of 13. And Zach Young will dig in. Young walked and scored in his last at-bat, coming in as a pinch hitter for Jonathan Haynes. Breaking ball dropped in there for a called strike. Back-to-back doubles have made this a 14-1 game. It's now a 1-1 count after the breaking ball outside. And a young team, a lot of young players. As I mentioned, 17 freshmen for the Express. As that one hit deep down the right field line. Going back on it is Pridemore. He dives. He can't make the play. It'll one-hop the wall. Rounding third on his way to home. Play at the plate. Not in time. Sliding in safely is Mills. And 3 straight doubles to start off this inning. Mills comes in to score on that one. The RBI double for Zach Young. And now Kyle Ketchum will come in to hit for Lance Phillips, who exits this one 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored on the day. Now a 15-1 ball game. As Ketchum comes in as the pinch hitter. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. (15-1 ball game, 17 hits for the Express. Fastball up and away. Makes the count 1-1. 1 in the first, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, 3 in the seventh. Now 2 so far in the eighth for the Express. Keep on rolling. That one chopped sharply to the second baseman. Gutierrez onto first. Moving up to third base is Young. So the first out of the inning after 3 straight doubles. As Zach Legaretta will come up to bat. 2 doubles, 2 for 4 on the day. Here's Legaretta. And the first pitch he sees is low for a ball. Legaretta with doubles in the 3rd and 7th innings. Coming around to score once. As he smokes that one into deep left field, and Clinton will not be able to get there. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Legaretta standing up at second base, in safely at home plate is Ketchum, making a 16-1 lead for the Express. And 4 doubles in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3rd double of the game for Legaretta. As Stephen Livingston will come in. Coming in as a pinch hitter for Horn, or came in a couple innings ago. Had an RBI single in his first at-bat, taking over for Horn, who was 0 for 3. And now every single spot in the lineup has gotten on base today. Here in the 8th inning, with 16 runs on the board, still a runner in scoring position for the Express. As that one roped into right field, coming in is Pridemore. And he will make the play. Legaretta back to second base. Now 2 outs. As Jacoby James digs in. Now for the Express. James, one of only 2 players that remain in their initial spot. Right now it's, or 3. It's Legaretta, James, and Compress who remain in their initial spots in this game. James 3 for 3 on the day. He's a homer shy of the cycle. 3 runs scored. Breaking ball. Up and away. Makes it 2-0. James loses the bat as he fouls that one. The bat went further than the ball as it's behind the third base bag. And the ball was popped a few feet behind home plate, out of play. Make it 2-1. Third base coach Ryan Stevens taking a few steps back. As now James digs back in. Pitch. Fouled again behind home plate. To even it up at 2. As Bova looking to get out of this one. A 2-2 count, 2 outs. 3 runs already coming across in the bottom of the 8th for the Express as the slider is hit sharply to the shortstop Ariola, onto first and in time. Side retired, but not before. 4 doubles in the inning bring home a total of 3 runs to make it a 16-1 ball game. And Wells will need 3 outs to close this one out with a pretty healthy 15-run lead. Mike Nascimento onto the mound with 3 saves already this season. A healthy 15-run lead for the Express. And Nascimento looking to lock it down here as the first pitch is fouled back and out of play off the bat of Arriola. 1 for 3 with a base hit and a strikeout. As the breaking ball low makes it 1-1. Nascimento with 3.38 ERA in 5 1/3 innings with 6 strikeouts on the season in 5 appearances. That one fouled again down the line in right field to make it 1-2. From Waretown, New Jersey, the freshman, Nascimento. Wines deals. That one is chopped. Picking it up and cutting it off is the third baseman, James, on to first for the first out. And Wells is 2 outs away from a blowout victory against the out-of-conference Medaille Mavericks of the Empire 8. And I talked about it earlier. This would be an interesting test for Wells, given the conference scenario. Currently in the United East Conference is Nascimento. Wines deals that one a check swing. And Quentin Jordan, the pinch hitter, coming in for Pridemore. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. To make it 0-2. Pridemore was 0 for 2 with a strikeout as the slider upstairs makes it 1-2 on Jordan. As the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. A quick 2 outs, and Wells now 1 out away from victory. Wells moving over a couple of seasons ago into the United East Conference. And now they'll be moving yet again as another pinch hitter comes in. Is that one in there for a called strike? We'll be moving yet again this upcoming season to the AMCC. Next fall, winter, and spring will be the new conference. And that's exactly where Medaille was. At the bottom of the AMCC the last few years. A few good years in the early 2010s. As the slider swung on and missed. Strike 3, ball game over. A 16-1 blowout victory for the Wells Express. Nascimento comes in, strikes out a pair. As it was Beeston, the pinch hitter, who came in, went down on strikes. And that will be it from Aurora, New York. A 16-1 ball game. A lot of stars in this one on the Wells side, including Max Odom finishing the day 3 for 5 with 6 RBI, following a homer shy of the cycle. Jacoby James went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. He fell a homer shy of the cycle as well. Legarreta with 3 hits, 2 RBI, and all 3 of his hits were doubles. And Wells gets a big win and a big confidence boost in an out-of-conference game against Medaille. They'll host Penn State Berks at 4 p.m. on Friday afternoon for a big in-conference 3-game set with 1 game on Friday afternoon at 4, 2 games on Saturday starting at 12. Signing off from Aurora, New York, a 16-1 victory for the Wells Express. I'm Eli Fishman. We'll see you on Friday afternoon.